Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to all of you joining us here at ERIA Digital Innovation and Sustainable Economy Center, and to those joining in from all around the world. My name is Italia from ERIA's Communications Department, and it is my great pleasure to be your MC today. Welcome to the Blue Economy Seminar, co-hosted by the Economic Research Institute for ASEAN and East Asia, the mission of the Republic of Korea to ASEAN, and the Embassy of France to Indonesia, Timor Leste, and ASEAN. We are pleased to inform you that we are joined by 200 online registration today, and we are very happy to welcome distinguished policymakers, academia, and practitioners from South Korea, France, and ASEAN sharing with us today. It's going to be a very interesting seminar today. So without further delay, please allow me to introduce the Ambassador of the Republic of Korea to ASEAN. Please welcome His Excellency Lee Jang-keun.
Excellencies, colleagues, friends, good afternoon to you all. Actually, this is my very first time to area building. So even though we are living next to each other, my office is right next, just a few minutes here. Same thing. So for me, it's the very first time to come here, and that's very interesting seminar today. And also, it is very rare opportunity for me also to work with the French embassy here to Indonesia, Timor Leste, and also to ASEAN. As a Korean ambassador to ASEAN, I'm very often work with other dialogue partner countries regarding our ASEAN collaboration. But with development partner like friends or even sectoral dialogue partner, it's very rare opportunity for me to work with on ERIA on the ASEAN collaboration. And also for me, this is after my arrival here, even though we have had good working relations with ERIA for various occasions, this is actually the first time for me to work together on ASEAN subjects with ERIA and in this building. So very pleased to have this opportunity, and also thank you, the Deputy Secretary General Singh, for being with us, representing ASEAN Secretariat. Also with Deputy Secretary Singh, we have worked together so many programs and occasions. So, it's quite familiar setting today, but in some sense, somewhat different, as we are working with our development partner friends and also in area countries. And also on this very, to me, at least the new subject, new concept, the blue economy. So I'm very pleased to have this opportunity today with you, and also I'm very pleased to come to know His Excellency Fabian Benone. Actually, we met each other first time at the recent reception, and I looked so familiar with him, and we realized that he served at the same time in Seoul when I was Director General for International Organizations, ambassador to Korea. So there were some occasions there to work together, but first time here. And I was very glad to see you, and especially to work with you on ASEAN subject. It's really my pleasure. And also I'd like to recognize the ERIA and colleagues and friends for offering this very good venue and also hospitality and facility for this important seminar, and to work as a facilitator and also actually prepare for today's seminar, especially Dr. Toru. This is first time, but through you, I'd like to express my mission's deep appreciation to you. So the theme of today's seminar, Blue Economy, is a relatively new concept, at least to me, and it is a continuously evolving subject, and also but increasing important concept. And I looked up some materials on how this international community define this blue economy, but found the World Bank and UN made a very, the important definition on this. Blue Seminar, according to them, embodies the sustainable utilization of ocean resources to drive economic growth while safeguarding marine ecosystem. The blue economy offers immense potential to the whole world, as the OECD projected that by 2030, the global ocean economy would generate over $3 trillion of economic value. That shows the increasing importance of this ocean and ocean economy. And for this reason, countries around the world, including Korea, France, and even ASEAN, are formulating strategies to harness this potential, emphasizing digitalization and eco-friendly initiative for emerging ocean-related industries. For ASEAN, even though the Deputy Secretary Singh might speak further on this, the ASEAN is more than 2/3 of the region is ocean. The blue economy represents a pivotal step toward the ASEAN's future development. So ASEAN leaders in 2021 adopted the joint declaration on the blue economy and committed themselves to strengthen cooperation in blue economy among ASEAN member states and also with partner countries. This year, under the Indonesian chairmanship and with the ERIA as a penholder, ASEAN introduced the ASEAN Blue Economy framework, which I believe will serve as an instrumental guideline for ASEAN and also for partner countries in their collaboration of the blue economy. And I believe that this seminar will offer an opportunity to deepen our understanding of the ASEAN framework and also to share insights and ideas on supporting ASEAN's blue economy, leveraging our competitive advantage expertise. For Korea, we too see tremendous potential for economic growth through the development of the blue economy. And Korea situated along the northwest rim of Pacific Ocean. The Korean peninsula is surrounded by the sea on three sides, which offers a wealth of natural assets and also resources. May this year, Korean government, the Ministry of Oceans and Fisheries introduced Korea-ASEAN Economy Initiative, what we call KOEI. This is our blue economy strategy announced recently. And it is a collaborative growth strategy of blue economy, not just for Korea, but also for entire global community, encompassing four primary strategic areas, which are climate response, sustainable fisheries, marine environment conservation, and talent development. I will not elaborate here on this KOEI as the Korean expert. I think Dr. Jeon Hyung-mo from Korea Maritime Institute, who will join us here online later, and he will shed light on this Korea's blue economy development and also potential collaboration avenues between Korea and ASEAN. And peace, security, and prosperity in the Indo-Pacific region and ocean is fundamentally tied to the peace, security, and prosperity of Korea and Korean Peninsula. It is against this backdrop that the current Korean administration, President Yoon Suk-yeol, announced Korea's own Indo-Pacific strategy just in November last year. And in this Korea's Indo-Pacific strategy, ASEAN lies at the heart of Korea Indo-Pacific strategy. And the KASI, what we call KASI, KASI, Korea-ASEAN Solidarity Initiative, which is Korea's ASEAN-tailored foreign policy, shows the priority and importance of Korea, places on ASEAN in its pursuit of Indo-Pacific and global vision. With Korea's steadfast support of ASEAN centrality and AOIP, ASEAN Outlook on Indo-Pacific, Korea will continue to strengthen and deepen our partnership in particular with ASEAN in particular through the implementation of KASI, and maritime cooperation, including cooperation in the blue economy, will be of high priority in Korea's cooperation with ASEAN under this KASI. Today's hosting of Blue Economy seminar together with the friends is a part of our efforts to realize our commitments. In closing, I wish that today's seminar will serve as a platform for active discourse among policymakers and academics. Especially, I understand almost 100 people are joining this seminar through online. And this will obviously foster the robust development of ASEAN Blue Economy and also promoting future partnership with Korea and even with France in realizing the ASEAN Blue Economy outlook. So I'll stop here. I very much look forward to very interesting discussions and very fruitful outcome from today's forum. Thank you very much. It's again nice to meet you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Ambassador, for your opening remarks. Next, please allow me to welcome the Ambassador of France to Indonesia, Timor Leste, and ASEAN. Please welcome His Excellency, Ambassador Fabian Pennoni.
Your Excellencies, esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure, together with my Korean colleague and dear friend, Ambassador Lee Jang-kun, the Deputy Secretary General for ASEAN Economic Community, Ambassador Singh, as well as the Director General for Research and Policy Design Administration of ERIA, Mr. Chitoru, to open this seminar on the blue economy in ASEAN. France is deeply involved in its relationship with ASEAN. We are reinforcing our cooperation in the framework of our development partnership. So it is a real pleasure for me to be here today to work with our Korean friends to reinforce this relationship with ASEAN. By the way, all French ambassadors in the ASEAN region will be here in Jakarta on the 7th and 8th of December. They will meet the Secretary General. So it will be another opportunity to signal the political importance of this developing partnership. We are also encouraging the European Union to further develop its cooperation with ASEAN and the ASEAN region. And let me also say hello to my dear Italian colleague who is with us today. I think our presence here today underscores the vast potential and challenges of the blue economy within the dynamic context of the ASEAN regions, particularly after the publication of the ASEAN Maritime Outlook this year in August on the occasion of the 13th ASEAN Maritime Forum in Bali. Maritime affairs are also a very important priority for the French government. As you know, we have the second largest economic exclusive zone throughout the world. We are also very present in this region, especially on the Pacific side, and very keen on reinforcing our cooperation with ASEAN also through our territories in the region, as well as for the other side through the Indian Ocean. Maritime affairs, the ocean connects our nations and people, from fisheries to renewable energy, marine biotechnology to tourism. Oceans offer a vast variety of opportunities. It is also imperative that we explore these possibilities with a keen focus on responsible and inclusive practices that preserve the delicate balance of marine ecosystems. This collaboration between France and Korea is therefore also an opportunity to underline our shared commitment to address these important and sometimes quite difficult challenges collectively. We are facing the same issues, but I think it's important to do it with our ASEAN colleagues. We think this seminar will be therefore a unique platform for experts, policymakers, and stakeholders to engage in meaningful dialogue and exchange ideas for the future of the blue economy in ASEAN. The insights gained today will not only contribute to the shared prosperity of our nation, but will also, and I think this is quite important today, I was before DG for UN and international organization. It will also be an opportunity to enhance the broader global conversation on sustainable development. What we are doing here is important for the region, for Korea and for France, but I think that will also help to solve many multilateral issues. And as you know, we will have in the coming years important multilateral negotiation, as well as a new UN summit on the oceans that France will co-chair with Costa Rica. France and Korea stand united in our commitment to promoting innovative solutions and fostering a deeper understanding of the blue economy's potential with ASEAN. Therefore, to conclude, I extend my sincere gratitude to all participants for their presence today. Together, I think we will have good ideas, interesting solutions to share. Be sure that for France, in partnership with our Korean friends, we will be ready to help you to implement this idea and to share new solutions. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ambassador Fabian. Next, allow me to call the Deputy Secretary General for ASEAN Economic Community. Please welcome His Excellency Satvinder Singh.
Ambassador Lee. It has been a core contributor and one of the key economic priority deliverables of Indonesia's chairmanship this year. The framework was developed with very strong support coming from Indonesian institutions like Bappenas, and we are very proud of our regional ASEAN Blue Economy framework that couldn't have been brought together without the full support of all of the 10 ASEAN member states coming together, work hard over shortest periods of time, be able to come together to frame this framework. So incredible amount of work was actually put behind this year, and a lot of kudos actually goes to all the teams that were involved in doing that, including teams from the Secretariat. Excellencies, I'm sure all of you are well aware, there's little doubt about the importance of the blue economy, which holds, as you heard from the two ambassadors from France and Korea, it truly holds tremendous amount of potential for all of us in ASEAN. Globally, of course, ocean-based industries have been estimated to be worth 3.5% of all the global GDP worth. And this is believed to be expected to be doubling by the year of 2030, and it will value at somewhere close to about USD $30 trillion. And for ASEAN, with our region being located on two of the world's major shipping lanes that are both crucial in shaping global as well as regional value chains, clearly the blue economy can be a crucial means for all of us in the region to be able to optimize our economic growth. And of course, from the environmental perspective, meanwhile, we all know how important ASEAN is. We actually cover 1/3 of the world's extensive and diverse coral reefs. And I'm told that the annual value of our ecosystem coming just from the coral reefs and mangroves, that accounts to almost a value of USD 120 billion. So it's actually big business for us. It's not just about protecting environment. It's important economic value to the people of ASEAN. So tapping into the potentials of our region's blue economy in ASEAN, we therefore undertook the very bold move to launch, as I said this year, the ASEAN Blue Economy Framework, and it was launched at the 43rd ASEAN Summit that took place in September in Jakarta. And it is, as I said, one of the economic priority deliverables under Indonesia's chairmanship. And clearly, this development of the framework has benefited from all of the various rounds of deep stakeholder consultations, including through the multi-stakeholder dialogue on the ASEAN Blue Economy Framework, as well as we also conducted the ASEAN Blue Economy Roundtable discussions. All of them took place before August this year. Now, all of these regional engagements processes were extremely valuable in garnering insights, not only from the business community, but also the insights came from the financial institutions, from academics, from international organizations from the region and all over the world, as well as some of the non-governmental organizations, all of whom actually have played a pivotal role in optimizing the potential of blue economy in the region. Suffice to say that we also had ERIA playing a very significant role with us, partner in crime in helping us to frame the framework in a very short time. Now, allow me to emphasize that the ASEAN Blue Economy Framework is a concrete manifestation of the ASEAN Leaders' Declaration of Blue Economy, ASEAN, which was launched in 2021. And it represents a collective effort for us to harness the growing economic and the sustainability potentials of our region's oceans, hopefully transforming them into a new source of engine of growth for ASEAN. So therefore, this framework will, among other things, it will provide strategic direction of the broad guidelines of ASEAN's work and the future direction on blue economy across not just the economic pillar, but all three pillars of the ASEAN community. Obviously, the economic pillar is coordinating this, but clearly we cannot do without engaging all the other two pillars, the social, cultural, and the political pillars of ASEAN. Right now, we are formalizing, as we speak, the establishment of the ASEAN Coordinating Task Force on Blue Economy in order to help us in ASEAN to oversee, to monitor the implementation of the ASEAN Blue Economy Framework and all of the various blue economy sectoral initiatives that are actually ongoing in many of the sectors in ASEAN. Now, as a follow-up to the framework, the AEC team is also going to lead a development of implementation plans of the ASEAN Economic Framework Agreement. So this is where work is not stopping. The framework is the initial guide of what we need to do, but the full implementation plans of how the framework will be implemented is going to be executed in the coming year in 2024. And once again, we will be engaging external resourcing in order to be able to bring the best of ideas from all over the world, the sharpest, the brightest ideas, the best value for money solutions, so that we are able to leapfrog the implementation plans in a high quality manner, in the quickest manner possible. And clearly, this is a space for everyone here, not just the member states, our partners here, the dialogue partners, but I think it's an opportunity for everyone, including multilaterals and private sector, to come forward and be part of the journey of charting and designing our implementation plans. It's worth noting that, of course, ASEAN Blue Economy Framework, it is, as what ambassadors have also mentioned this afternoon, it aligns with our ASEAN outlook on Indo-Pacific, which again underscores the importance of enhancing maritime cooperation, of course, including the development of the blue economy, and cannot forget maritime commerce. Additionally, it also recognizes the potential of cooperation in areas such as connectivity, and we cannot forget, most importantly, sustainable development goals. In view of this, I believe there are at least three key points worth highlighting for our blue economy endeavor thus far. First, let me emphasize the three guiding principles of ASEAN Blue Economy Framework. And they aim first to enhance value chain creation, second, to enhance the support of inclusivity, and another critical point, it needs to take into consideration sustainability. So clearly the three elements coming together are positioning our oceans and the riverines as new engines of ASEAN's future economic growth. I'm pleased to share that the framework also advances our effort to catalyze the emerging sectors in blue economy, and they can include, for example, deep sea sustainable mining. It also can include generation of offshore economic and sustainable goals. Now, this is not exhaustive, there is also a big interest in being able to develop new sources of proteins for our food value chain in ASEAN using our coastlines and oceans. So to me, I'm just mentioning you the top of line, but it's not exhaustive at all. We are looking to see what works for ASEAN best. In addition, the ASEAN member states have now also geared up in establishing a proper institutional mechanism. As I explained just now, we are going to set up that working group in order to implement the various initiatives that are going to be under the framework. A proper monitoring analysis systems will also be set up, and hopefully that will also bring institutional strength to our vigilance over the development and growth of the blue economy. Second, I believe that the oceans are going to play a pivotal role in ensuring not only economic prosperity, but also very critically environmental resilience. As we navigate the waves of progress, it is imperative that we kind of recognize the symbiotic relationship between sustainable practices in ocean-related industries, at the same time balance it with the preservation of our ecosystems. Therefore, efforts such as promoting responsible fishing management, efforts such as adopting innovative technologies to safeguard our oceans, and efforts in ensuring that we can enhance and maximize decarbonization, along with the critical importance of securing the sustenance of coastal communities. Clearly, all of these indicate that definitely as a region, we need a much more greater commitment in advancing sustainable economic development. Now, these endeavors will also complement already existing initiatives under ASEAN strategies, such as our carbon neutrality implementation plans in the region, as well as our framework for circular economy, which are all there in order to assist our member states to be able to meet their nationally determined contributions and the longer-term climate commitments. Last but not least, thirdly, I believe that there is a great importance of partnership to advance blue economy goals and ambition. I think without partnership, we cannot achieve this. Now, let me take this opportunity to acknowledge the shared interests by the Republic of Korea and France and ASEAN experts that are going to be gathering here today to advance the blue economy potentials in the region. So clearly, the relevant areas of cooperation in blue economy have to be prominently featured in our respective plan of action and the practical cooperation areas between ASEAN and also with our partners like Republic of Korea and France. Now, all of these demonstrate our collective potential interests. More importantly, the readiness as a region for us to embrace potential of blue economy and also collectively address global challenges that may arise in this new area of cooperation. Notwithstanding our ongoing efforts in advancing our blue economy goals and ambitions, I believe it's also evident that blue economy is only one of the many emerging issues that ASEAN needs to address. So as we prepare towards our ASEAN post-2025 environment, ASEAN definitely needs to be nimble. We need to be agile in addressing most of the emerging trends, mega trends that are going to come in to shape the future of our economy and society. And that will one way or another could also influence our implementation plans on the blue economy. We must be proactive in navigating these emerging challenges and opportunities in order to secure prosperous future for ourselves and our partners. Ladies and gentlemen, as we embark on this seminar, I'm encouraged by the wealth of knowledge and potential diverse perspectives that are gathered in the room and online. Your presence here signifies a shared commitment towards exploring and learning and sharing, and let our discussions be fertile ground for cultivation of, like I said, solid practical ideas in fostering our plans forward. I hope our conversations today will unfold really interesting insights, especially with the subject matter experts. I'm confident that our exchange of thoughts and our experiences are going to be helping us to lay the groundwork for the future plans for Blue Economy implementation. Again, thank you for being part of this journey. It's a very important journey. And I really anticipate this afternoon eagerly wanting to hear the invaluable insights from the discussions today. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you, His Excellency Singh. And now please allow me to call the Director General of Research Department of ERIA, Mr. Toru Furuichi.
Benedetto Lattery, Ambassador of Italy, and His Excellency Chaisilin Quintana, Ambassador of Philippines, and His Excellency Satominda Singh, Deputy Secretary General for ASEAN Economic Community, and all the distinguished speakers and guests. Very good afternoon. My name is Toru Furuichi, and it is a very honor to welcome you to the ERIA Digital Innovation and Sustainable Economy Center. I would like to express my gratitude for all your efforts in joining us today with the invaluable support from the mission of the Republic of Korea to ASEAN and the Embassy of France for this Blue Economy. Before I start the session, please allow me to reconfirm the importance of the Blue Economy in ASEAN. With approximately 66% of ASEAN's total area covered by oceans and seas, and home to 15% of the world's fisheries, these resources hold huge potential for fostering economic growth, employment opportunities, and sustainable development. Investing in the blue economy can open up new avenues for economic development. However, we have to protect our oceans from threats such as pollution, climate change, and unsustainable fishing practices. This is where ASEAN Blue Economy Framework will guide any development of ASEAN oceans, so it could become a significant contribution to the ASEAN transformation and growth. The ASEAN Blue Economy Framework has been designed to provide inclusive guidelines that can be met to the specific needs of each country. However, to ensure continued progress, fostering international cooperation and embracing best practices are crucial. I am encouraged by the collaboration between Korea and ASEAN in the joint statement on cooperation on the AOIP on maritime cooperation, and France's commitment to deepening its partnership through the practical cooperation areas, where the blue economy holds a pivotal position. ERIA is dedicated to deepen our comprehension of the ocean. In identifying challenges and unlocking potential areas across ASEAN, this seminar marks a tangible step towards the implementation of our ASEAN Blue Economy Framework. At last, I trust that this Blue Economy seminar will yield fruitful discussions, inspiring further initiatives that accept and promote the principles of the blue economy in ASEAN. Once again, I extend my gratitude to the mission of the Republic of Korea to ASEAN and the Embassy of France for hosting this event. And ERIA is eager to collaborate further with ASEAN. Korea and France is achieving sustainable development through blue economy. Thank you very much.
For the next session, we are going to hear the overview of the ASEAN Blue Economy Framework. Please allow me to invite to the stage Dr. Kancana Wanichkorn, the Director of Sectoral Development of the ASEAN Economic Community Department. Dr. Kancana, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Excellencies, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, both that join us here on site and also online participants. First of all, I would like to thank the mission of Republic of Korea to ASEAN and Embassy of France to Indonesia, Timor Leste, and ASEAN for inviting the ASEAN Secretariat to join this seminar today. If I could maybe to help put the slides up, yes. Well, I think this workshop is very timely, after we have this declaration, our leader declaration in 2021, and this year we have the ASEAN Blue Economy Framework, the chairmanship of Indonesia. So now, I think the vision is clear, the goal is clear. Now we come to the implementation that we would work together to walk the talk. So allow me to spend about 10 minutes sharing with you, highlight some of the key aspects of the framework that we have developed. Just to echo what DSG Satvinder has shared with you, that blue economy is taking into account at least 3.5% of global GDP. However, it's have the impact on global population. 40% of the world population, have live or have their activities related to coastal area economics, and about 350 million people, just only working related to fishery and marine sector. Also, in blue economy, if you look at it in the broad sense, it's also linked with one of the largest sector in this region and actually in the world as well, in particular in marine, coastal and marine tourism. We also have marine technology-related manufacturing and also on transport. Also, for this blue economy, as DSG Satvinder has mentioned, that at the moment, the value added of these services just on coral reef alone is estimated to around 100 billion US dollars. And also even just the mangrove itself is 5.1 billion. So as is, this sector, it's quite a big sector and has a high potential. As you all know, that in the upstream resources, this region, we are quite rich, right? And the downstream as well, we have many services related. But I think the challenge is the midstream. That's, I think, one of the reasons that we want to look at it. How do we connect the whole supply chain, value chain, in particular, the midstream that, we need to build in particular, drawing investment development stream to connect the value chain. So, so this picture sort of highlights some of the key activities. Even before the Blue Economy Framework was set up as established, we have some activities that's been going on in many sectors that you can see in these slides. Under, for example, the Committee of Science and Technology and Innovation, or COSTI, also have subcommittee related to blue economy, such as marine science and technology and space science. They also look at ocean monitoring. For transport, we have Senior Transport Official Meeting, or STORM. They also have ASEAN Maritime Transport Working Group, looking at marine transport. Also on agriculture and forestry. We have a sectoral body that particularly working on fishery and also on environment as well. We have a working group on coastal marine environment, and also last but not least is on tourism. ASEAN Tourism Organization. We have a committee on sustainable and inclusive tourism development. So basically, we have a lot of activities, programs, and projects as you can see in the slides. Just to highlight a few, for example, I know that many of you are particularly interested in food sector, blue food related to blue economy. We have this fisheries group that looking at good aquaculture practice, technology related to aquaculture, or for example, like maritime transport. We look at how do we do digital more port efficiency, green ship strategy, port digitalization, and on science and technology, and a more program on smart aquaculture, maritime, marine ecosystem health, and integrated ocean monitoring. In parallel to all the sectoral work, I also would like to highlight that we have worked with many external partners that are partners, international organizations, a range of programs, including forums, workshops, capacity building program, and also we are considering including blue economy as part of the area of cooperation with ASEAN Plus 150 as well. In particular, in cooperation with the Republic of Korea, we under the ASEAN Republic of Korea Plan of Action to implementation of the joint statement for peace, authorities, and partnership. We also have a program on maritime cooperation, transport, fishery, marine transport, as well as combating marine debris. Similarly, with France, very pleased to inform you that under our ASEAN-France Development Partnership, practical cooperation areas for 2022 to 2026, we also have a program that also highlight on promoting maritime cooperation and explore joint cooperation in the area of sustainable management of coastal and marine environment. So with that, I think we have some things to start with when we look at developing the implementation plan. So this just once again with a snapshot of the framework, as DSG Sabinder has mentioned, that in line with our leader declaration, the Blue Economy framework will focus on three key guiding principles, namely value creation, inclusion, and sustainability. Under each of these key aspects, there are some of the platform that we can also leverage on. For example, this the reference of blue economy under ASEAN Leader Declaration on Blue Economy. That's also encompass not only ocean but also inland freshwater, also taking into account landlocked area, province, and country or country region. We have example Laos as landlocked country. That's also a platform that landlocked country also participate in. Also, the Blue Economy Framework also refer to the 1982 UN Convention on Law of the Sea and also the Sustainable Development Goals (SDG), as well as our ASEAN Community Vision 2025. As well, we are familiar with the ASEAN Outlook on the Indo-Pacific. The framework is also in line with one of the objectives of AYP, Ambition ASEAN Centrality, underlying principle of promoting cooperation for the Indo-Pacific region. And last but not least, it's focused on the economic aspect as well as the environmental and security as well. So with that, this is key pillars of the technology, and the third one is on blue priority sector. For the conservation management, the strategy center around three development areas. One is on implementing a neutral carbon balance from aquatic and coastal-based activity. Second, on promoting sustainable use of natural resources, ecological health, and combating pollution. And the third one is on increasing resilience and strengthening disaster risk management. On the second pillar, on science and technology, the strategy center around addressing technology and digital gaps among AMS, improving value chain efficiency using technological innovation. Third, on developing technology policy framework. Fourth, on encouraging and synergizing ASEAN think tank or research center. ERIA has playing leading role here now in linking all this blue economy related think tank. And also on the strategy, also focus on stimulating growth of both traditional and also emerging new sector, ranging from fishery, aquaculture, marine tourism, underwater heritage conservation, sustainable maritime transport, energy, mineral, as well as marine technology, just to highlight a few. There's details in the blueprint. Also, on the last strategy or the last pillar, highlight some of the blue priority sectors. As you can see here, there are some of the indicative sector priorities, and in the framework itself, it did list out our potential area that we could start with. It's a long list, so I would like to encourage you to look at it. For example, even on sustainable fishery, there are key anchor activity that we can start with. So I think basically we have something to start with, some activity that is ongoing that we can leverage on. However, we really need to prioritize, and I think this workshop is it's a good time that we share thoughts and align our priorities and interests. So this is that Binder has shared with you. We are setting up a task force. ASEAN Coordinating Task Force on Blue Economy, and this coming year, 2024, there will be a platform and a mechanism to help drafting the implementation plan and also follow up on the activities, so that we could drive all this wonderful vision and goals into action and impact. So with that, I conclude my presentation. Thank you very much.
Now we are going to start the first panel session on blue economy in ASEAN. Please allow me to invite to the stage the Senior Economist of ERIA, Dr. Dionysius Narjoko, Dr. Teguh Sambodo, the expert staff to the Minister for Leading Sectors and Infrastructure Development, Ministry of National Development Planning, Dr. Fauzia Zen, Senior Economist of ERIA, and joining us online, Dr. Alon Ponpise, Independent Consultant of Lau PDR. Please give them a round of applause. Dr. Doni, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Talia. So, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Excellencies. Thank you again for coming back to the room. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Without further ado, let's start with the panel one. Earlier, Dr. Kanchana has explained about the ASEAN framework on blue economy, which we are all very grateful in this region that the framework was launched this year. Indeed, it is a very important agenda for ASEAN, searching for a new source of growth. Now, we would like to deepen our standing, our discussions on the subject, and we are grateful to have three respected, well-experienced, well-knowledge about blue economy in their respective team. Let me mention our respected panelists today, and let me briefly mention their credentials, and then we can continue with the session. The first is we are grateful to have Dr. Teguh Sambodo. He's expert staff to the Minister for Leading Sectors and Infrastructures. The second, we are also grateful to have Ibu Fauzia Zen, Senior Economist of ERIA. And the third, we are grateful to have joining online Dr. Alon Ponpise from Lau PDR. Now, Dr. Teguh Sambodo, he's an expert staff to the Minister, and he has held a critical role in the decision-making in the Ministry of National Development Planning, Republic of Indonesia, or Bappenas. And blue economy is one of his focus at this moment. That's what we know. And he and the Deputy Director for Deputy Ministers for Bappenas also has a lot of role in delivering the ASEAN framework on blue economy. Dr. Teguh Sambodo has wide range of interest in the policy making and the economic subjects, ranging from SMEs, social entrepreneur, now blue economy to digital economy. He graduated and he got from his PhD from Lincoln University of New Zealand. Our second presenter is Ibu Fauzia Zen. Ibu Dr. Fauzia Zen. She is a senior economist at ERIA. At the same time, she's also the faculty members of the Faculty of Economics and Business, University of Indonesia. She's also a visiting professor at Hitotsubashi University and also a guest lecturer at Tokyo University. Ibu Dr. Fauzia has specialized in a number of areas, especially related to economic development financing, especially the public-private partnership or PPP. Dr. Ponvisai, in the meantime, he's a former DG at the Deputy Director General at the National Institute for Economic Research here at Laui PDR, and he has also served as a permanent secretary for the institute. He has various experience working on the economic development topics, and now he's also focusing on this blue economy and environment economy. Dr. Bamisai holds a PhD degree from University of Queensland. Okay, now let us start the session. Let me first invite Dr. Teguh Sambodo to talk about blue economy in Indonesia, which basically deepen what we know or what we have at the ASEAN level. Pak Teguh, maybe 10 to 15 minutes, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Pak Doni. Thank you for the invitation, His Excellency, and ladies and gentlemen. Let me start with sharing about what we have now in Indonesia. Currently, because blue economy is Indonesia is now trying to accelerate our economic transformation, and one of the strategies to find the new source of growth. And blue economy has been considered as one of the game changer within the economic transformation of Indonesia. And we hope that by improving how we can respond to the natural resources that Indonesia has, we hope that we can implement the mandate by our law of for ocean that lead us to the definition, the scope of blue economy in Indonesia. The scope of blue economy actually is considered as an approach to improve the sustainable marine management and conservation of marine and coastal resources and their ecosystem to generate economic growth by involving communities, resource efficiency, minimizing waste, and multiple revenues. This definition actually also inspired us while we are developing the blue economy roadmap, considering that Indonesia has the second longest coastal line in the world, as well as many resources. And blue economy is also relevant as Indonesian archipelagic countries, where around 95% of our population live close to the ocean. So many people are relying on ocean resources for their livelihood. And when we develop the roadmap, we also consider several policies that have been launched during the President Jokowi terms. The first one in 2017 is about Indonesian ocean policy, and as well as our commitment to achieve the global, the world agenda in 2030. We hope that by developing blue economy in Indonesia, we are not only contributing to SDG number 14, but also different development goals that we commit, that Indonesia has committed to. And we also has defined the target for the 100 years of Indonesian independence in terms of the Indonesian Vision 2045, in which the maritime economy has been was targeted to achieve the contribution to GDP around 12.5%. And we hope that with this direction, we can also consolidate our efforts, particularly when we strengthen the maritime development in our National Medium-Term Development Plan 2020 until 2024. With the ASEAN Declaration of Blue Economy, ASEAN Leaders Declaration on Blue Economy, we are also looking into the possibility to develop a collaboration among ASEAN countries on how we can improve our economic transformation using collaboration in ASEAN. And preparing for the roadmap, we developed a framework to set up the setting for the Indonesian context about a different definition that we refer to, whether it is from the World Bank, the EU definition, the UN definition, and to reflect also our the mandate from our law on ocean. And in 2022, we launched also the plan of action on Indonesian maritime policy that will focus on the achievement of several targets until 2025. During the Indonesia's presidency's chairmanship in G20, we also launched the National Blue Agenda Action Partnership to promote collaboration, inviting the participation of international development partners that will focus on blue health, blue food, blue innovation, and blue finance. We are working together with UN Family and also other development partners to strengthen our lessons learned from different projects that we have with development partners. And based on all of this analysis as well as the reference, we finally launched the Indonesia Blue Economy roadmap in this year, in July this year, and with the vision that Indonesia would like to achieve that our diverse coastal and marine resources are sustainably managed. This reflect the mandate of our law, and we are not going to manage it with business as usual approach, but using a knowledge-based approach to create socio-economic prosperity and to ensure that a healthy marine environment and strengthen resilience not only for the benefit of the current generation but also the future generations. We define three main goals that we reflect the three pillars of sustainability. The first one is environment target, and then the economic target through GDP contribution up to 15%, and also in the social pillar is related to employment contribution up to 12%. And we also define the priority sectors of our blue economy for the next 20 years to include traditional sectors that have been developed, including fisheries and aquaculture, marine-based industry, trade, and tourism. And also we would like to promote emerging sectors, including in renewable energy, biotechnology and bioeconomy, research and education, as well as marine conservation and sustainable management of ecosystem services. We also define several phases that we would like to have on how we can finally achieve the three targets that have been defined. And to set up these phases, we develop a scenario in where that we see Indonesia will benefit more if the blue economy policy in Indonesia will focus mainly on environmental policies, followed by the economic and also a balanced social policy. This means that this is also relevant with our vision that we put forward first our mission on how we can secure a healthy ocean to allow us to allow optimum utilization of our resources for the prosperity of the people. For the implementation, we also use the Blue Economy, Indonesia Blue Economy Index. This index have been developed based on the three pillars using the existing data. We are currently working together with international partners to develop this data. Hopefully, this data can will not only be the reference for the stakeholders about the progress of blue economy development, but also create or open public discourse with local government, so we can exchange knowledge and as well as information, maybe policy solution to support the achievement of blue economic progress in each province. There are some initiatives that have been prepared also, including in blue food assessment. We are going to have a survey next year, and in Indonesia, involving around 4,000 respondents supported by international partners. And we're also working on different, preparing several proposals for international collaboration, including in digitalization, startup development, marine debris, marine resource management, blue infrastructure, and other. And hopefully we can gather the collaboration not only from land ministries, but also we can improve, we can implement those projects supported by different funding mechanism that maybe later on will be discussed by Dr. Fauzia on how we can optimize different funding mechanism that will support us in the implementation of the blue economy roadmap. And finally, we are also happy that sorry. Yes. The last part is in the next 5 years, we have planned that the economy is will become one of the economic transformation, become part of the economic transformation strategy, supported by different or relevant transformation policies, whether it is in social transformation, governance, as well as on how we can secure rule of law and stability and leadership in Indonesia. It is a good time for us to consolidate our effort to support blue economy development. And we are looking forward that the next president of Indonesia will also continue our commitment for blue economy development. That is all from me, Pak Doni, and ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
Thank you so much, Pak Zugu. That's very comprehensive in the very brief time. So let me invite Ibu Dr. Fauzia Zain to talk about the blue financing in ASEAN. Ibu, 10 to 15 minutes.
Thank you, Pak Doni. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. And also, thank you, Pak Teguh, for very interesting and comprehensive presentations on the blue economy framework in Indonesia. I'd like to, I will be brief on the blue financing topics because it's actually a very big topic, but I would like to highlight all in only a few issues on that. Yeah. First, that if we look at all estimates on the sustainable finance, be it a green finance, blue finance, or sustainable finance, climate finance, you will find the same challenging issues in financing, which is a wide gap of financing, yeah, between the needs and the available or realized investment. So it happens everywhere and in any types of sustainable investment. Currently, the blue finance dominated by the public sectors, not because public sector has a lot of money, but because private sector has not yet the realization of the private sector's investment in sustainable and including blue financing cannot be materialized as much as we expect. So that's my issues now. Yeah. Here. Yeah. So just to recall that the key domains on the blue financings, in private public interactions between the private and public and regional and global cooperations. Yeah. What? Sorry. Sorry. What private cares is about profitability and the level of risk they can accept. Yeah. Government has different perspective. Government look at the public investments cost benefit analysis. So the benefits such as employment creations, conservations, reducing carbon emission, etc., are the benefits that is covered by the public investments cost benefit analysis, but not at the for the private sectors, because these benefits, even though obvious and happen, yeah, but cannot be translated into the business plan, into the return on investment. So these benefits is overlooked, yeah, in terms of the projects, the sustainable projects, including blue economy. Private investments look at the financially viable project, but the government has justifications, the rationales to include these economic viable projects, including those intangible projects. So that's why the government's rationale to intervene and provide some incentive, yeah, for the private sectors to be able to make these projects financially viable for them. Another thing that I think related and important, and how government can institutionalize the blue financing. Yeah, including developing and recognizing financial instruments nationally and then bring them forward to regional and global levels, such as ASEAN Sustainable Finance Taxonomy. Yeah. Now, these types of the risks, yeah, sorry. Okay. This is how the risk and skills may define the types of blue projects that are appropriate for the private sectors investment and also for public and interaction between them. The challenge here that even though the project that fall into the private and PPP and that has manageable risk and big scale, is still appropriate support from the public sectors. And for the big investments that often cross-border investment that require not only one government or but one country's policy, but also cross-border policy. So that's explain the complexities of why the private investment not really pouring into this sustainable or including blue finance. Not to mention that the complexity if we would like to push more for blended finance, which need to structuring risk according to the each investor profile. Yeah, so our case is to find ways to attract and realize private investment in blue economy. So let me recall some the natures of private investment. We could see that we could see that the types of some of the private investments has appetite to have for the long-term investment. So it's a to diverse their portfolio actually. But investment banks has more possibilities. But again, it really depends on how the project's assessment by this private investment fall into the financially viable projects. Risks like the weather, the climate change, it has some. It may higher than the risk profile that can be accepted by the private private investors. That's why government usually have some instruments or policy, to reduce this risk. We call it the risking the project. So the risk will be lower, and then it makes the return on investments more acceptable or higher for the private investment. Another one is that how the government can make these intangible benefits, become viable for the government's interventions. That the government have rationale to provide some incentive, including fiscal incentive, as well as a policy incentive for the private investment. So that's the challenge. Now, now look at the ASEAN case. Here. If you look at ASEAN taxonomy for sustainable finance, the latest one, September, I think, version 2, the economics environmental objective or EO3 that I highlight yellow, protection of healthy ecosystem and biodiversity. It's already included in this taxonomy, but thank you. But the case is that we don't see the descriptions, literally about blue economy sectors here. So it is important because it can be translated into covering blue finance into asset class or financial securities. This will affect the certainty, the leverage, the confidence of investors, and also to enhance or facilitate the private investments, such as entering into these capital markets as well as the blended finance. So that's, I think, also important. Perhaps the governments like Pak Teguh also can help us, to push forward this into the taxonomy, both in domestic or national taxonomies on sustainable finance and also in regional taxonomies for sustainable development. So it will help the market become more confident on investing in blue finance. I think that's all my presentation. I give back to Pak Doni. Thank you for your attentions.
Thank you, Fausia. That's very interesting and useful questions to ask to our ASEAN colleagues. Now, let us go to Dr. Ponvisai. Is he available in the Zoom? I can see. Okay.
Good afternoon.
Zoom.
Yes, I'm.
Oh, all right. Okay. Hi, Dr. Ponvisai.
Hi. I'm very good. Greeting
Okay,
from
all right.
Laos. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Hopefully you're ready. So please go ahead. Your talk, 10 to 15 minutes. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you very much. It's my honor to be participating in the seminar. Good afternoon. My topics is about the issues and challenges in ASEAN's blue economies. But I'm a little bit biased because I'm from Laos, and Laos is the only landlocked country in the ASEAN. When the ASEAN's commitment on the blue economies, and then I was doing some research with the ERIA. Is by questioning is we are a landlocked country, how we link with the blue economies. Next, please. So all the definition, as you know, that the blue economy is promoted oceans, resources, economic growth, improved livelihood, jobs, preservations of the ocean systems. And we have that declarations as part of the ASEAN's. The framework is already advanced the blue economy goals. And I think so far we have listened to Dr. Kanchana about the blue economic frameworks. We have something to start with. And then we know that if we build up these blue economies and then maybe some accessing to the finance by Dr. Fosha from ERIAS, this is interesting. On it in my countries, Laos, how can Laos can participate in this one, and how we can drive the blue economies frameworks that linking it up with the inland country like Laos. Next, please. So the questions, the first issue and challenge is the effective coordinations among the relevant sector of the blue economies. There are two levels because the first level is in the countries, like in Laos or in many countries, there are many sectors in that countries, and who gonna be the focal point and how they coordinate and how the blue financing is going to be supported, and which blue economy sector have the potentials that could link up with the ASEAN countries in general. Like, for example, Laos, we have the very much clean energy from hydropower. And then how can we link up it with the oceans oil extraction explorations? How can we link up that the offset can be grown? For the second one is a transportation sector. You know, like we have the oceans transportations, but now we have the dry port. How can we link up and then promote the mutual benefit? And Laos blue economies, somehow it link up with the green economies. Laos have the carbon, Laos have the forest and the water change areas where we can protect the clean waters and also the forestry. How can we build up that carbon finance with the oceans blue economies? This is the questions that how can we link up the platforms, not only from the government's perspective, but also from the private sector. So those type of form that Dr. Fosher's already link up, whether it could be a PPP platform initiatives. Next, please. Next slide, please. Yeah. And the second things, the issue and challenge is capacity and awareness building on the blue economies. This is a common, but it's a challenging because all the government institutions already have many works and many commitment. And then to set up another commitment on this one is a challenging. How can we build up? Is it going to be another sections or another adapt? And there are many initiatives that link with the Mekong initiatives, oceans initiatives that before the blue economies are coming up. So I believe that blue economy could have the add value and strengthening the corporations within the ASEANs. So this is something that capacity buildings needed within the countries and also within the ASEANs in overall. So we have to find a platform and focal point in each governments of the countries. Next, please. And this is the third challenge is the institutional arrangement and the long-term vision for the blue economies. It's still limited, especially in my country. We don't have that oceans compared to the other countries like Philippines. The government's blue strategy roadmaps that's a good example that provide long-term to promote that one. So in overall, the ASEAN has to come together and then strengthening each other on this one. Whether this blue economy is going to be a phenomenon or it's going to be built up the long term that could link up the oceans and also the inlands development. Yes, next please. Environmental degradations, as you know that this is the common problems for the SDGs. And it's also part of the blue economy sustainabilities as well. So this is something that what platform we're gonna build it up. And conservations of the blue economy, would that be linked up to and benefit inland economy like us? That's the questions. But the good example is the Coral Triangle initiatives. Is very good example that demonstrated successful environmental conservation efforts. Next, please. And this is a classic one. Climate change and sea level rise is provide a significant challenge for the blue economies. It is not a new, but the blue economy have to embed these problems, and that's why the blue carbon credit initiatives globals would that be linked to the Lao size. Okay, so this is something that what I'm presenting not only the challenge and issues for the ASEAN, but I also bring the example for the audience to think about the inland blue economies and how it linked to each other and mutual benefit among the ASEANs. My presentation is very short, but I make it very simple. I think all the presenters did very good summarize. And from that now, how can we start that? Not only the government's sector, but I think we have to bring up the private sector. The private sector are the one that will, I think, have to get funding from the blue economies funding so that they can drive and make a tangible output to the framework. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Ponvisai. It's good to have you, although through Zoom. So we are limited in time, but okay, I was told I've got 10 minutes more, so that's plenty of time. So let me invite questions from participants to comment or to suggest maybe for ASEAN in the futures. Can I invite the Excellencies? Yes. Excellency Slattery, please.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you first of all, for the presentation. It's been very delighting, also interesting and provoking some thought about how cooperation with international actors you see could be developed. Of course, I think not only for France and Korea, which has been the initiator, the co-organizer of this event, but also for other countries. My country is very well advanced in all the blue economy sections you have developed. So very looking forward to what is your ideas of external cooperation with foreign entities. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Excellencies. Maybe this is very important question. So if I may, can I invite from to go first? So what is the external potential collaboration for technical assistance? Or
Thank you. And I think one of the lessons learned that we have by setting up the National Blue Agenda Action Partnership supported by the UN, we can actually discuss about possible project that we can develop together. And for Indonesia, for example, as I presented briefly before, we have prepared some topics that we would like to explore. And particularly for the emerging sector related to research and development, related to renewable energy, as well as the potential for blue investment in Indonesia. And learning that in the Mediterranean area, that there are some examples of green ports, green shipping. I think this will be an opportunity for us as well to learn from other countries on how we can also implement the strategies to green our ports and shipping industries in Indonesia. And for the digitalization, we hope that we can also develop a better data integration that will help us to manage our resources, as well as to help us monitor the trade, as well as the transportation, and also the surveillance for to maintain our commitment for the EU fishing, particularly, as well as to develop potential collaboration in exploring our ocean. Marine tourism is also one of the potential that we would like to explore more. And together with, for example, the UN family, UNEP, we are trying to also explore whether in our marine protected areas, there are possibilities for us to develop an inclusive model for marine tourism involving community-based tourism that can live in harmony with our mission of protecting these marine resources. So I think we are welcome for further collaboration. And this month, actually, in the second week or the third week of the second week of this month, there will be a 1-year anniversary of NBAAP. And we are going also to discuss what are the future projects that we would like to explore more together with our international partners. So we welcome for further discussion. Thank you.
please.
Thank you very much. If I'm allowed, sorry to take the floor. One provocative question. So you mentioned about the future president, the future administration in Indonesia. How much this plan of yours is expected to be kept by the future president and administration? And how much can, as a foreign investor, I can expect to change? Sorry.
But is this Chatham rule sort of things? Okay, yeah, okay.
Thank you. When during our there was one event held in Bappenas that we explain about our long-term development plan. And we provide all of the team from the candidates to have the same document and also to use the same data that we have analyzed and that we have outlined into our long-term development plan. And hopefully they can follow or they can use the data and also the document to develop their own vision and mission as well as strategies. And for the roadmap, it will become a more strategic and detailed plan. So first of all, we have shared this with our parliament, and we believe that some of most of them are the members of the team of each candidate. We hope that different roadmap that we have developed can be a reference for them to define their strategies. And there will be another potential potential discussion with each of the team of the candidates to discuss more about potential policies that should be continued. Well, in short, that we would like to maintain the continuation of the policy, and by providing them with the same data, so there will be no asymmetric information. So they will get the same data, the same document that they can analyze and maybe modify according to their vision and mission. And also the long-term development plan will be enacted through the law, maybe next year, in January next year. So everyone should follow the law.
Before the election. Ibu Fau, any comments on the strategic projects potential?
Thank you. I think there are a lot of like Pak Teguh already mentioned in the case of Indonesia, but in case of other ASEAN countries as well, I think that it depends on which approach that you would like to take, like a project based or that regional based, that you can also look at the not only one countries but some countries at the same time, or the issues based, which issues you would like to become also the priority of like friends, for example, to work globally. Yeah. Also, you can also make a follow-up of the existing projects and expand it to cover the blue finance. For example, I think France IFD has some supporting projects to Indonesia or to some other countries about the ports development, logistics, right? So you can expand it to the into the like blue or the green ports or blue ports, as well as like blue financings for some maritime projects that already you done. So I think that will be more easier for both for all the stakeholders. Or you can include the coverage to cross-border ASEANs.
Thank you, Ibu Fau. Dr. Pon Visai, do you have anything to say in respect to the collaboration potential projects in the futures?
Sorry.
From, or maybe you missed the.
Yes. No. France and Korean governments very active in Laos, especially particularly in the green development initiatives, green growth strategy, for example, forest conservations. So I think the government's the ODA projects could be up from the existing projects that have going, but how that they link up to the blue economy frameworks. I think we're not starting from the zero, but it's add value to the development that link within the ASEAN. So we could identify that platform and then develop into the ASEAN's framework strategy. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Vince. That's a good idea. So any other burning questions or comments? If not, just want to add a bit, Excellency Lettery. Earlier, Dr. Kanchana from ASEAN Secretariat has mentioned at the level of ASEAN, there are a number of potential pilot projects. And, as far as I remember, there's green ports, marine tourism, biotechnology, and others. I guess those already put forward on the table by Indonesia, by ASEAN through Indonesia chairmanship on the potential pilot projects. So maybe that's something that could be developed. And we understand also there is a ASEAN coordinating task force on blue economy. ASEAN is setting that up. So all of these ideas maybe could be channeled through ASEAN through this task force. All right, okay. We want to still discuss more, but we don't have more time. So let me thank our panelists here, Pak Teguh, Ibu Fau, and then Dr. Provizai, and yeah, for a very interesting session. Thank you so much. Let's give them one round of big applause. With that, let me close these sessions and give it back to Talia, please.
Thank you, Pak Doni and the panelists. Also, Dr. Provizai joining us online. Ladies and gentlemen, now we are going to the second panel discussion on collaboration on blue economy. We have two panelists will join us online. But first, please allow me to introduce the program manager of RKCMPD area. Please welcome Ms. Ayako Mizuno.
Thank you, Talia. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second panel session where we will be discussing blue economy in the Republic of Korea and France and the possible collaboration with ASEAN region. So my name is Ayako Mizuno, and I am the program manager at the Regional Knowledge Center for Marine Plastic Debris at ERIA. Blue economy and marine plastic issue is closely interlinked. As you can imagine, without healthy and clean ocean, industries on which blue economy heavily depends on, such as fisheries and tourism, cannot flourish in a sustainable manner. And coincidentally, the Regional Knowledge Center for Marine Plastic Debris has been collaborated with the Republic of Korea's mission to ASEAN on marine plastic debris issue last year in 2022. And we are very happy to and looking forward to working with l'Agence Française de Développement, or RFD, in 2024 on marine plastic debris issue as well. So for this reason, I am very happy to welcome our two esteemed panelists from the Republic of Korea and France with rich experience on today's topic. We will invite them to share their insights on what is currently happening on each countries, and also develop on the blue economy collaboration perspective and possibility in ASEAN region. The speaker will have 10 minutes each of presentation time, and hopefully we will have 5 to 10 minutes of Q&A at the end. So we have two online participants today, but for the question and answer, please, for the online participants, do not forget to send your question through chat box. And please also clarify to whom you are addressing the question. So without further ado, I would like to introduce to you the first speaker, Dr. Hyungmo John from Korea Maritime Institute. Dr. John is a research fellow at the Economic and Strategic Research Division of Korea Maritime Institute and he also teaches at the Graduate School of International Studies at Busan National University. He has contributed to many notable national policies on fisheries, ocean strategies, innovation, and technologies. Dr. John, thank you for joining us today. You have 10 minutes. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Hyungwoo John. I'm the research fellow of Korea Maritime Institute. And first of all, thank you for inviting me to this honorable conference. This my theme is the blue economic strategy of South Korea. So let's start. I want 10 minutes. So this is okay. This is content. I will talk about the policies and strategies of the blue economy of South Korea. And as a second, I talk about the Korea Maritime Cooperation. Okay. South Korea is one of the few countries in the world that has a Ministry of Oceans and Fisheries that oversees all policies and industries related to the ocean. Therefore, the Ministry of Oceans and Fisheries lead the overall blue economy policy in South Korea. The Ministry of Oceans and Fisheries has established and implemented various policies and plans related to the blue economy. The highest level plan is the Master Plan for Ocean and Fisheries Development, which is produced every 10 years. And the most recent plan is the third, is due in 2021. Under the vision of the era of transition, ocean of full life, and prosperous future, the plan has the three goals: ocean safety and happiness, ocean of digital and innovation, and ocean of cooperation and life, and propose 6 strategies, 2 for each goals. Okay, the first goal is for the safety and well-being of people living in working in the ocean and its coastal area. The first strategy to achieve this goal is to keep people safe while enjoying the ocean, enhance the safety of seafood, and protect people from the increasing number of maritime disasters caused by climate change. The second strategy of the first goal is to improve the quality of life of people living along the coast, in fishing village, and on island. In general, these areas are far from the cities and have the lower income and infrastructure levels. So in order to improve this, strategies have been developed to improve the vitality of fishing village, improve the accessibility of the island to make it easier for people to travel and live there, and harmonize the coastal and the port area. Whereas the first goal was about human life, the second goal is more about industrial innovation and economic growth. This part. So the first strategy is to promote the digital transformation of maritime and fisheries sectors, including the smartification and smartization of shipping and ports, the future industrialization of fisheries, and the revitalization of data economy. To this end, tasks such as the development of autonomous ship and smart port, digitalization of the entire fishery industry, advancement of online fishery distribution network, establishment of a human maritime data ecosystem, and fostering maritime digital businesses are promoted. In the first strategy discussed earlier was the innovation and new digital-based industries. The second strategy is about transformation to existing traditional maritime and fisheries industry. So first, we will develop new industrial market such as marine bio, marine leisure, high-tech equipment, marine energy, and port-related industries. Thanks to the competitive of the existing shipping and port industry, and enhance their ability to company to extend overseas and respond to actively based on data. Develop policies to strengthen the effectiveness of R&D in the maritime and fishery sectors, and create a full cycle growth ladder for entrepreneurs and startups to grow. The third goal is to conserve the maritime environment and strengthen the international cooperation. The first strategy, make green responsible use of ocean. Seek to make better use of the ocean, and we have been giving. This includes improving air quality in port near to city and making port harbor for green hydrogen in the long term. To make better use of maritime space, maritime spatial planning technology will be advanced, and the public use of shared water will be strengthened. In addition, to preserve the diversity of maritime ecosystems, efforts to protect and restore fishery resources will be strengthened, like TAC or AI offshore system, and the management of marine protected area will be enhanced. In addition, institutions and systems will be introduced to establish an autonomous marine environment management system centered on local communities. The second strategy is to strengthen international cooperation. Because the ocean is fundamentally connected to the rest of the world, international cooperation is essential for ocean policy. We will strengthen international cooperation in various fields, revitalizing exchanges between ASEAN and Korea, and enhance ODA. We will protect our maritime territory, strengthen international cooperation, and build infrastructures for this purpose. We will also strengthen cooperation on fishery resource management and marine life protection in Northeast Asia. This illustrates what the master plan we just talked about look like in action. You can see autonomous ships and the next generation ports. This enable the smart agriculture and advanced ship processing facilities, clean marine energy, island communities connected to the mainland in variety of the ways. Data and AI predict and mitigate the maritime disaster, and people enjoying the ocean safely and happily. While many factors are required to realize this vision and strategy, one of the most important is the advancement in maritime science and technology. Every 5 years, Korea develops a master plan on developing marine and fishery science and technology to set the direction for the development of marine science and technology. The most recent plan was established in 2022. The vision of the plan is the fundamental transition of marine and fishery technologies toward the blue economy. And there are 4 policy goals to become a marine and fisheries technology powerhouse, enhance future responsiveness in marine and fisheries, upgrade the industrial innovation ecosystem, and create the leading research environment. We present 4 strategies to achieve these goals. The first strategy is the digital and carbon neutral transformation of the ocean. To this, it will promote the transition to marine energy, smarter ship and port, and the data-based fishery technology innovation. The second strategy is the future R&D for social crisis response. To this, we will promote the leapfrogging again, fishing village into a new growth engine, overcoming disaster with preemptive technology, and expanding scientific territories by exploring ocean and polar regions. The third strategy is to strengthen the private sectors to grow the growth engine, which includes implementing the complete venture ecosystem, innovating public research institution, and fostering local innovation and talent for private growth. The last strategy, creating a maritime powerhouse R&D ecosystem, will promote the shifting to a productive growth system for marine and fishery R&D, establishing a data and infrastructure share system, and establishing an international cooperation R&D system. In particular, the strategy is to extend the number of international cooperation centered to 10 by 2027, and to share the technologies such as blue carbon, aquaculture, marine plastic reduction, and marine management with Asian countries such as Indonesia and Vietnam, etc. This illustration represents what Korea marine science and technology aims to achieve. For example, port will build advanced loading and unloading systems that can completely loading and unloading of 25,000 TEU mega container ship in 24 hours. A first generation autonomous ship will be operating by 2030, and conversion rates of eco-friendly ship will be reaching 15%. And 30 regional research centers will be established to strengthen regional research, and the seafood market, represented by the blue food, will grow up to $11 billion, and the prediction accuracy of maritime disaster will be reached 85%. Three scientific bases will be established in Antarctica, and a continuous stream and maritime science researchers will be produced. These are more specific quantitative goals. Some of these overlap what we already talked, so just for reference. Yes, for the blue economy, South Korea is not only developing the industries, but also making efforts to limit greenhouse gas emission. In particular, we are conducting research to develop an alternative energy source for ships, and recently built the world's most first container ship powered by green methanol, and delivered it to a global shipping company. In addition, we are making various efforts such as electrification of government vessels. In fishing industry and the fishing village, we aim to reduce the greenhouse gas emission by 96% by 2050 compared to 2008. And to do this, we are making effort to convert fishing vessels to eco-friendly energy and utilize the new renewable energy in fishing village. In addition, we are developing technology and infrastructure for the development of marine energy, such as tidal powers in ocean and utilizing green hydrogen. South Korea has abundant tidal flat resource. Build on this to maximize blue carbon uptake by restoring vegetated tidal flat and expanding sea forest. Also, in case of hydrogen, we are planning to build on infrastructure that can import, store, utilize, and distribute green hydrogen on the large scale, centered on the port. That is, port will be the gate and the heart of green hydrogen economy of South Korea. This is a brief of the South Korea's blue economy strategy. Let's talk about cooperation. As many of you know, the South Korea has launched the Korea-ASEAN Solidarity Initiative as a platform to emphasize the stronger cooperation with the Asian countries. And particularly, among the 8 core objectives, Korea has committed to strengthen maritime cooperation with ASEAN through KASI to address various maritime issues, including maritime law enforcement, maritime resources, and marine environmental challenges, and plastic waste reduction. Also, South Korea engaged in wide range of cooperation with the Asian countries. In particular, Korea continued to expand its maritime-related ODA, and ASEAN countries are major partner in Korean ODA. ODA from Korea Ministry of Ocean and Fishery reached $22 million in 2023. It's a 93% increase from the 2022. And the number of ODA projects also increased by more than 50% from 16 in 2020 to 30 in 2023. Asian countries account for 53% for the South Korean ocean fishery ODA. A main topic of ODA cooperation include the climate change response, smart aquaculture, fishing village in development, and marine plastic reduction, for which we are promoting directly facilitated support as well as human resource development. So while we're looking at this list is the ODA project in 2023. As you can see, the majority of our network is with Asian countries such as Indonesia, Vietnam, and the Philippines. As mentioned above, our current project focus on marine environment, fishery, and sustainability, but we expect to expand the more diverse fields such as eco-friendly advanced ship and port logistics as our mutual cooperation expanded in the future. This is the process of ODA of South Korea. First, central government and the ministry in South Korea developed strategy, such as the mid-term strategy for overseas, assistant, and the country-specific strategy. Then, project that fits the strategy identified. Project identification is carried out through the overseas diplomatic missions, project identification consultative groups, bilateral ODA policy dialogues, and donor meetings, but this is also possible through various major diplomatic channels such as the summits and the international conferences, and depending on the situation. Projects are also formed and identified directly between Korea experts and the respondent country. Once a project is identified, the official project request is received from the respondent country to review. After that, the project will go through the primary screening for policy feasibility and the secondary screening for technical feasibility. Based on the result of the screening, a project is selected by the board of directors and approved by Minister of Foreign Affairs of South Korea. After that, the project will be implemented and the project will be monitored. Another platform is Korea-ASEAN Economy Initiative. It's a vision for Korea's maritime international cooperation. KOEI is the shared growth strategy based on three pillars: oceans, high technology, and human resources. Working together to ensure sustainability and peace in the ocean we will share is critical, and advances in technology are needed to address the challenges we face. Korea will share technology and knowledge with Asian countries, and we need to cultivate human resources to lead the way. So, the first strategy of Korea KOEI is the climate crisis response, where the goal is to be carbon negative by 2050. This requires a collaboration in areas such as greenhouse gas reduction, blue carbon, and disaster response. The second strategy is technology-based sustainable fisheries. This includes greening, aquaculture, and improved fishing village infrastructure. The third strategy is marine conservation. The goal is to achieve zero waste in Korea territories by 2050, and the policies including reducing marine debris, marine spatial planning, and strengthening marine protected area. The final strategy is to foster marine fishery human resources in Korea and the Pacific Island. Korea will continue to work with the Asian countries to develop leaders and train maritime engineers. Okay, this is my presentation. Thank you for listening. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. John, for the comprehensive explanation on the master plan and the potential collaboration area in the Indo-Pacific and ASEAN region. Next, we would like to welcome Ms. Sophie Dorothée Durand, Ms. Durand is the head of the Maritime and Coastal Areas Department in the General Directorate for Maritime Affairs, Fisheries and Aquaculture at the Central Administration of the Ministry of the Sea. Her career expands over 2 decades, from both in central administration to the local, to the territorial services, and she held different positions related to marine affairs in France. Ms. Durand, thank you for joining us from France. The microphone is yours.
Thank you very much. Thank you to Mr. Jeon for its presentation. It was very interesting. And thank you to ERIA and the ASEAN for this event. And I'm very pleased to be part of this event because the topic you choose for the discussion today is a very crucial matter for humanity, but of course for France, which has the second largest economic exclusive zone in the world, and that share the same issue than the Indo-Pacific region countries, as you presented, Mr. Jeon, in your presentation. Because we have to develop a sustainable blue economy, but that help tackle the triple planetary crisis of climate change, biodiversity, and multiple risk security issues. And it's a big issue for all our countries. So thank you very much for this opportunity. I have a presentation. I don't know if it's possible just to present it or... Thank you very much. Maybe the second or the third slide, if it's possible. Next one. Maybe. Yeah, okay, it's this one. No, before. Thank you. Facing the crisis, as I said, is a collective challenge that we must meet together, including by possible boost of our mutual cooperation. And as you know, France and ASEAN signed a development partnership agreement last year for the period till 2026, which includes cooperation in the maritime domains. The ocean, which covers more than 70% of the planet's surface, offers a huge economic potential, but it's also an inestimable importance for climate regulation and the good of humanity. Therefore, it must be used in a sustainable way. To achieve this, France has developed an ambitious maritime policy, and we adopt this very week our national strategy for maritime issues that supports scientific knowledge, industrial expertise, best practice, opportunities of partnership with stakeholders on maritime economic sectors, and so fishing, aqua farming, maritime transport, naval industry, coastal tourism, maritime, marine renewable energy, deep sea exploration, blue technology, and many other topics in commercial and non-commercial sectors. And like exactly present Mr. Jeon, we share exactly the same issue to promote all the sectors all together. And we need to support them because those sectors create jobs, stimulate economic growth, and contribute to food and energy security on a global scale, and also for the local communities. However, to develop a sustainable blue economy, prosperous, competitive, and resilient to crisis, we absolutely need to step out of outdated fossil fuel-based habits and our environment damaging processes. I would like to share with you 4 examples of what we are trying to achieve in France. The first of them is the issues to face climate change. And since 2019, the EU is developing its Green Deal policy for a neutral climate and sustainable EU by 2050. And to contribute to reduce our emission in a joint effort between the French government and the private maritime sector, an ambitious roadmap towards carbon neutral maritime transport was issued last year. This field is essential to any country's economy, given that approximately 90% of global trade travels by sea, given the context of oil price rising and its very heavy carbon footprint. With this public-private partnership, France will create a dedicated fund with more than $1.6 billion by 2030. Our roadmap is a framework for public and private cooperation, where our ministry supports and helps research and development, but also industrialization of carbon neutral technology, which will shape the future of naval propulsion. For example, promote hydrogen, wind assist propulsion, electric bandless motors, renewable e-fuels, to name the most important of them. As Southeast Asia is the home to some of the busiest shipping lanes in maritime hubs, I know Asian countries shares the objectives, like France and the EU, to reduce the environmental impact of regional trade activities and improve air quality on the local scale, which is in the nearshore cities a public health issue. It will also contribute to reducing the maritime pollution, among which plastic pollution is a global scourge. Next slide. France invests also in special technology. Today, this knowledge is not limited to huge public organizations like it used to be. Several startups have come to with us this distinctive concept of satellites and their use. They combine different types of sensors with artificial intelligence to provide efficient monitoring of vast sea space, which conventional means are not unable to cover. Such technologies help to secure maritime spaces, but by quickly detecting suspicious activities. It is also a decisive tool to fight rampant illegal fishing activities in EEZ, including small-scale fishing, which is also a major threat for coastal communities' economy as well as marine biodiversity. So satellite observation of our planet can also be used to monitor the state of specific ecosystem like mangrove, on which our climate depends, since they absorb huge amounts of carbon dioxide. And we are currently working with 6 European countries on the creation of an international organization that could help countries to gather scientific data. The main objective is to allow for a global ocean digitalization based on the EU experience of Copernicus. Next slide. Let us turn now to offshore wind energy. Very much like Korea and others, France counts on the renewable energy to reach a carbon neutral economy by 2050. It is a greater potential that its land-based counterpart, plus the operation of maintenance of those farms result in job creation in coastal areas. France's ambition is to reach 45 gigawatts by 2050, part of which will be generated by floating wind farms. And by 2030, France will be investing heavily in this technology with an initial budget of more than $200 million, and also in developing energy production using marine and tide currents with an initial budget of more than $70 million. However, as my distinguished colleague from Korea presented, acceptance of offshore wind farms requires a fine maritime spatial planning and large stakeholders and public consultation. Our objective is to promote wind farms, but also co-use with other maritime activities like fisheries, for example, but also to have a combination with biodiversity protection. The French Ministry for the Sea devised the current development strategy based on feedback from our past processes. All of our countries have the same issue. By cooperating together, we can share our know-how to speed the implementation of offshore wind turbines, key elements to the shift towards carbon neutrality. Next slide. My last example is another emblematic innovation field supported by the French government policy is deep sea exploration. As you know, France promotes a total ban on deep sea mining, but knowledge of deep sea is essential. Less than 3% of the deep sea has been explored, and it's estimated that only 10% of species are known, and we still haven't understood the deep sea role in climate regulation. A complete research and development program supported by a $300 million public funding is currently underway in France. It aims at developing underwater drones, biological and chemical sensors, acoustic and optical survey capacity, and so on, with a lot of application or market opportunity. Surveillance of EEZ, for example, monitoring our offshore energy farm or ecosystem safeguarding. By enabling to observe underwater volcano or subduction zone, which are possible cause of tsunami, this technology can also serve human life protection and complete existing tsunami warning system. France is planning to implement such a distributed acoustic sensor between New Caledonia and Vanuatu over the new hybrid trench. Last slide. As a conclusion, sustainable blue economy is the future of Europe, of the Asian region, and for all the planet. Innovation and public and private action are essential steps forward towards a responsible and sustainable use of the ocean's resources. By working together, we can not only stimulate our economies, but also preserve our precious marine environment for generations to come. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Ms. Dion. Now we can move on to our quick Q&A session. We have 5 minutes. I would like to take one online question and one on-site question, hopefully. And it seems like Dr. John already answered, but should I repeat the question? Perhaps, Dr. John, can you explain also again to the on-site participants? So the question from Dan is, Dr. John, excellent master plan of Republic of Korea. How does the Republic of Korea manages the current issues and challenges related to the master plan, I suppose? Would you like to answer? Thank you. Dr. John, you're muted.
Okay, as I wrote down in the answer, because we are conducting a lot of government-led R&D to solve sustainability issues to shipping industry. We are making great efforts to develop next generation advanced ship, such as autonomous vessels and eco-friendly ship like the Ajator, the green methanol vessel, and expanded also AMP, the directly ship supply power to the ship at the port, and making efforts to minimize carbon use. We're also trying to increase the power of the productivity caused by introducing fully automated port. It was opened this year. In addition to prevent the depletion of a fishery resource, we are introducing smart aquaculture technology at sea, promoting the aquaculture on land also. We are also using the standard such as THC or AR observer system to prevent overfishing. Also, another problem is think about the fishing village problem, because number of people, population decreasing, so our fishing village is also decreasing. So we solved the problem about fishing village. We try to smartification of fishing village to help the old age people they can make work. So usually there are several ways to overcome the problem. So about usually the focusing on the science and technology. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the additional explanation. Is there any question from on-site participant to Ms. Durand? Otherwise, I would like to ask you a question actually. So you have a long-standing experience in the field and you have been working on integrated management, sustainable development, and also on biodiversity issues, it seems. But when you're working with partners of different agenda, different priorities, different timeline, and it might not be easy to always have them on board with a common vision, like achieving blue economy, sustainable blue economy. What is, according to you, the key to a successful negotiation to bring everyone on board around the table?
Thank you very much for this very critical question. Basically, I would say that the most important thing is to listen people. I think that when you are putting all the stakeholders around the table, all those stakeholders have their own agenda, and that means their own culture also. When you are discussing with NGO or with wind farms industry, they do not have the same culture, do not have the same agenda. And I think that the first step in order to create a consensus is to, first of all, listen to them, first of all, and the second time is to make them listen to the others. And when stakeholders start to know each other's agenda or others' issue, it's much more easier to find common objectives. So for me, the main subject is to listen and make all stakeholders listen to each other. It seems to be very simple, but I'm sure it's the key to start the process.
Thank you very much. This is a very encouraging words for the realization of ASEAN Blue Economy Framework. Thank you very much again, Dr. John, Mr. John. I think a round of applause for the two participants. Thank you very much. I would like to, and thank you also for the online participants for the question. And with this, I would like to close my second session and would like to return the microphone to Talia. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Unosa and the panelists for sharing your expertise with us today. We are almost at the end of the event. For the closing remark, please allow me to welcome back the Ambassador of Republic of Korea to ASEAN. Please welcome His Excellency Lee Jang-ken.
So it was quite interesting session, I believe, that we today have. There are three purposes of having this seminar in our joint collaboration with the French Embassy in Jakarta. And first is to enhance our understanding on this very important issue of blue economy. Not only the concept, but also about where we are, even coming to know in detail about the ASEAN's blue economy framework was very useful, and how ASEAN is understanding the blue economy and their strategy and their plan. It was quite instrumental to me, at least at my personal level. And also secondly, to share our willingness to collaborate with ASEAN on this very important issue by having this seminar. And this willingness is from Korean side and also from ASEAN's development partner friends. So we are willing to work with ASEAN for this important subject for the future of ASEAN and also entire world. And thirdly, to have some concrete and practical ideas on how to collaborate on this subject. I think through this the speakers and participant discussants, we heard a lot about how we could collaborate on blue economy. believe that these three purposes we designed in the beginning has been fulfilled, and so that I'm very happy for having this occasion together with the French embassy here, and also with the cooperation with the area. Thank you very much for your cooperation, for your conduct of this successful seminar. And I also have to express my sincere thanks to all the speakers for their contribution to this discussions and to enrich our understanding and discussion. Thank you so much, the presenters. Especially, I have to say special thanks to the Korean presenter, Dr. John. Virtually, it explained very eloquently about Korea's blue economy policy. Thank you so much again, and I wish you will continue to make this endeavor and work together with us in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Ambassador. Last but not least, please let us welcome for the last closing remarks the Ambassador of France to Indonesia, Timor Leste, and ASEAN. Please welcome His Excellency Fabian Pennoni.
Your Excellencies, dear guests, ladies and gentlemen, as we wrap up this seminar, let me also thank everybody for their participation. First, the speakers, but also the organizer and all the people attending this seminar. I think it was, as the Ambassador of Korea said, a very valuable seminar. We learned a lot. It has been filled with valuable discussion, and I would just draw 4 conclusions from this seminar. I think the first one is that, as you said, we learned a lot about what is the blue economy. And basically, from the French perspective, the blue economy is not only about economic gain, it's also about finding sustainable ways to use our marine resources while, and I think this is important here in the ASEAN region, while keeping our oceans and communities in mind. Second, it was also very useful for us, for France, as a partner with ASEAN, better understand the new policies developed by ASEAN, the strategy, as well as the institutional aspect with the new task force. It will give us new ways to work better with you and to implement projects. Third, I would say that this is just the beginning of a very promising road. And as the Korean ambassador said before, we are ready to work with you to find a concrete operational project to be implemented according to ASEAN interests and our joint interests. And lastly, and I think this is the most important thing, especially regarding ocean, I want to emphasize the collaborative spirit which was seen today and which we need to deal with maritime affairs, because these are common goods for the humanity. We see how many challenges we are faced with, and we need to work together. The French-Korea partnership, once again, was very successful. So thank you, my dear friend. But we are very happy to do it in a very collaborative way with ASEAN. And we know that ASEAN member states with the Secretariat are also working together. So thank you very much. It is just the beginning of a promising endeavor, and France will be there to cooperate with you. Thank you.